Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Donovin Darius, former 10-year NFL player, life strategist, and international speaker and performance coach. Hey, I want to come to you this morning where I want to give you guys some tips. I want to give you some lessons. I want to give you some insights on what does it take to be a championship team? What does it take to be a championship person? What does it take to experience what champions feel and what champions experience? And so I want to welcome you guys this morning again. As you're watching this, don't forget to go ahead and hit the share button so that other people can tune in and they can receive the insight, they can receive the wisdom that I have for you this morning. Again, this morning I want to share some lessons, some tips on some morning motivation, on some things that champions experience, just some things that I've learned over the years that I would like to share with you to improve your personal leadership, to improve your organizations, to improve your teams, whatever it may be. And so I'm going to lay out 10 quick things for you guys this morning. Again, as you're watching this, don't forget, hit the share button, okay? Hit the like button, let people know, post your comments, so I can actually, kind of share and kind of at the end there answer any questions or give any further comments. But here's 10 things, here's 10 lessons, 10 insights, 10 gems that I want to share with you guys this morning that will help you improve your personal leadership, your organizational leadership, your team as a whole. The first thing I want you to think about, okay, is to think big. That's number one, think big. You know, as a football player and as any team and organization, a lot of times we always set goals, we always set visions. But more times than likely, we always set things up to the limit of what we anticipate, of what we expect, or what we've experienced in the past. And so by the very nature of life, meaning that we're here to grow, we're here to expand, a lot of times our thinking is very limited. We look around and we see what other people have done. We see what other people can do. And we also check within ourselves and think, well, what can I do? And oftentimes what we come up with is a very limited viewpoint of what we can do. You see, as we go into the new year or any year and you're going to set goals, you have to think big. Your goals are meant to stretch you. They should make you uncomfortable. They should make you scared. They should make you think like, wait a minute, why in the world am I even putting this down? Because there's no way I can accomplish this in and of myself. Well, if that's how you feel, well, that's the perfect place to start, because you have to start thinking big in order to accomplish those things that you were meant to accomplish, all right? So number one, I want you to think big. Number two, realize that success takes time. Success takes time. Everybody who is a mother, who is a parent, you understand that it takes 9 months for a child to be born. It takes 9 months, and through each moment, every month, every experience of that development is important and critical to the full development of the health and wellness of that child. So is the same thing with organizational leadership. So is the same thing with organization, with visions and goals for any organization. They take time. See, when we would go to football, okay, in a season, you're not as good as you are in November, okay, as you will be in December. You're not as good in preseason as you are in the end of the season. You see, success takes time. You know, they often say it takes over about 10,000 reps for you to do something for it to become automatic. Well, I don't know if 10,000 is the right number, but I do know one thing. You got to put in a lot of reps. You got to understand that success takes time. But the most important part of the success taking time is not so much the end result, but it's that journey. It's how you grow. How do you grow mentally? How do you grow emotionally? How do you go spiritually? How do you go, psychologically? What is that journey like? And so once you understand that success does take time, then you can set your mindset and you can get ready for the journey that's ahead. The next thing I want you to encourage is, the next tip is, don't stop believing. I know how it is sometimes when you set a goal or you have a goal for your team, for your organization, and then sometimes things happen in life. It seems like life surprises you. It seems like life can kind of choke you. It seems like life can gut punch you. It seems like you're getting blindsided. It seems like you're in the middle of the game and you had no idea what was happening. Then out of nowhere, something happened that you wasn't expecting. And I can understand exactly how it feels when all that you know, all that you come to understand, it doesn't line up that way. So it's very easy and tempting to stop believing. It's very easy and tempting to believe that it's for somebody else. And maybe it's not your time. It's like you go through the season and you're doing good during the season. All of a sudden you face a loss. Well, a lot of the times that I experienced the most growth in my life, it wasn't after the victories. It's not after the victories that you really grow in life. It was after the losses. See, after the losses happened, it caused me to go back and really analyze, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? In what areas would I want to change? How can I go back to the drawing board? And what are the fundamentals that I need to focus on to get the end goal? Also, when I lost, it caused me to humble myself and realize that, you know what, I may need more support. I may need more help. But also, when I got a chance, when I went through loss, it also developed my faith, because it reminded me to keep looking back, to keep looking to my goals, to keep believing, to grow in my trust, to grow in my faith, to continue to do the little things. Because when you don't stop believing, if you don't stop believing, you'll continue to do the action that it takes for you to get to where you need to go. And the next thing I want to encourage you is look inside yourself. When you want to think about being a championship person, you want to take your team, your leadership skills, your organization to the next level, look inside of yourself, not outside. See, oftentimes when we have a problem on our job, we have a problem in our family, we have a challenge with business, a lot of times we look outside for the answers. You know, I have a saying in life that I love to, that I live by. And it's that my future is not out in front of me. And your future is not out in front of you. It's trapped on the inside. And it's waiting to come out. Because you have been equipped with everything needed to be successful. Think about your life as a car. The manufacturer is the one that created you. That manufacturer makes that car fully loaded. Anti-lock brakes, Bose sound system, 8 horsepowers, okay? You name it, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, tires that's skid proof, you name it, leather seats. That car is fully loaded, and then it comes from the manufacturer to the dealership. And then when it gets to the dealership, what they do is they put a sign on the window. So that way everybody that comes and looks at that car, they can see all the wonderful things, and they can marvel about what's on the inside of that car and what that car is made out of. You see, you were made the same way. You were made fully loaded. You have things inside of you and capabilities, and you have abilities that you haven't even tapped in yet. You have an imagination that does not have any limits. You have a perception, your ability to perceive, to be able to see one thing, but then come to a final decision on your own. You have the ability to have intuition, which means that you don't have to just go by what you see, what you hear, but at the end of the day, you can actually look inside and say, what is my gut telling me about this situation? You see, you have that. And you also have a will. That means that at the end of the day, when all the stuff hits the fan, no matter what the situation is like, you can make up your mind and decide on what you want to do or what you don't want to do. You see, so the answer to your issues, the answer to your problem, the answer to your teams, your organization, it's not outside of you. It's on the inside of you. So I encourage you to take some time. When you're facing a challenge, take some time, go deep on the inside. What is that inner voice telling you? Okay? What is that inner voice telling you? As you believe in yourself, know that I have everything. I am ready for this moment. I'm prepared for this moment. This moment is coming to me. This conflict and adversity is coming to me because I am able. God said in his word to you, the creator, the manufacturer says in his word to the car that he made and to the person that was made by you and said that you were created, says this to you. They'll never put more on you than you can bear. That means that you're strong enough. You can make it through anything in every situation that you ever face. The next thing, number 5, I want to encourage you is that love wins. At the end of the day, love wins. I know what it looks like around. I know wherever you go, look around. I was driving to the game the other day, and I had an Uber driver pick me up. And he's a businessman, and he's been very successful, and he just happened to do Uber, now. And I said, well, what are some of the lessons that you've learned in driving an Uber? He said, you know what? He said, I realized that people are really nice. People really are there's really a lot of nice people. And I said, what's interesting about that, I said, is that whatever controls the medium will control your attention. And by that I mean, whatever controls the media will control your attention. And so if you're listening to and you're watching and you're hearing a lot of negative things, then you're going to wind up having a perception and a mindset that the world is evil, that everybody around is out to get you, okay? That people are just so negative everywhere and wherever you go. But I'm here to tell you that, guess what? The lesson that he learned and the lesson that I learned is that at the end of the day, love wins. Love wins. There's more people loving. There's more people loving than there are hating. It's just that when you shine the light on or you pay attention to the negative, when we wake up in the morning, we turn on the bad news. We're riding in our car and we're listening to the bad news. And you say, I just want to know what's going on around or what's happening in the world. Well, guess what? Start with what's happening on the inside of you first before you start listening to what everybody else wants you to hear. Because at the end of the day, love wins. So no matter what situation you find yourself in, on your job, in your organization, in your family, just know that love wins. You may be going through a season of time where it doesn't seem like it's winning, but guess what? Keep loving. Keep being kind. Keep being patient. Because at the end of the day, love wins. And number six, I want you to know that accountability is the key to success. We have to have accountability. You see, it's one thing to love people, and that's good because, again, it's that warm, fuzzy feeling, but then it's also an act and a decision of our will. But we have to have accountability. We have to be able to understand that people cannot just count us up, but they can count on us. That means they can put their trust in us, that we're going to do what we say we're going to do. I want to ask you, are you the most accountable person that you know? Are you the person that's the most reliable person that you know? If you say you're going to do something, are you 100%, 95%? What grade would you give yourself in terms of your ability to be accountable, your ability to come through on what you say? Now, yeah, we all have great intentions. We all want to do right. We all want to help other people. But if we don't have accountability to do what we say we're going to do, for someone to expect out of us to complete the task that we started, then at the end of the day, if we don't have that, then we won't experience the lessons and the life lessons that accountability comes to give us. And so understanding that, number 6 and number 7, live and reinforce your values. I think at the core, at the basis of every organization and every life, every family, every team, it all came down to your core values. Your core values are basically this. What are the things that you value? What do you value more than anything? If I was to look at your bank statement, I will be able to tell what you value based off of what you spend. Okay, your financial statement is a wonderful way to see what's important to you. Because if you spend more money on A or more money on B, it shows me what you value. And so when we're living a life of legacy, when we're living a life of influence and leadership, and we want to make a difference in this world, and we want to impress and build and teach and deliver and all that stuff, we have to be tied to our core values. Organizations and teams go awry when they don't stick and focus on their core values. It's very easy to get caught up into the trend. It's very easy to get caught up into who's doing what, when are they doing what to have success. It's very easy to get caught up into shortcuts for success. But whenever you go back to your core values, what do you stand for? And if you've never done it, I say today, write those core values down. 5 to 10 core values. What is it about you that will be you no matter what the circumstance? Whether it's honesty, integrity, accountability, trust, love, determination, commitment, discipline. What are those core values that you stand for? Because those are the things that you have to reinforce on your team. Those are the things you have to reinforce in your organization. Those are the things you have to reinforce in your life if you want to continue, if you want to live a life of legacy. And number 8, it's about building a team. Nobody can do anything in his life by themselves. Here's a saying, and remember this: you can go faster in life by yourself, but you can go further in life with other people. You see, we need other people. One of the greatest experiences that I've had was being part of teams. I've been part of some great, awesome teams. And although on a football team there was 11 guys on offense or defense, I was one person. I could not do my job to the best of my ability without the other people. And so I had to build a great team. And in building a great team had everything to do with this. During my 10 years in the NFL, I was fortunate to play with 17 different free safeties next to me. I was a strong safety, and the free safety was basically my counterpart. So in my 10-year career, that means I had 17 different executives that I had to go alongside. 17 different people that had an agenda, that had a purpose, that had their own mindset, that had their own experiences, but I had to build the great team. And so in building a great team, it has everything to do with understanding what inspires and what motivates and what does that other person need. I do this even now, even after my career, even in the teams that I run now, the businesses that I have now, in the foundations and just whatever it may go, wherever it is, family. I always ask this question, and I recommend you ask this to your family members and your team members and your organization. Ask them this question: what motivates you? What motivates you? Because the answer to that question may be different from one person to the next. But if I don't know what motivates you, but I think I'm assuming what motivates you, then I can get it totally wrong. One person could be motivated by money. Another person could be motivated by status. Another person could be motivated by appreciation. Another person could be motivated by a sense of acceptance. Everybody may have a different thing that they value of what motivates them. But finding out, building a great team is everything to do with finding out what motivates the other person, what inspires them. Why do they do what they do? Because once you know that, then you can serve them well. Then you can work with them better because you can give them opportunities to succeed in their strength. You can give them opportunity to come alive. Think about the last time that you did an assignment at your job or you had to do something and it was tied to those things that motivate you. It wasn't even like I'm sure it wasn't even like you were working. It was like you'll do this all day because it was tied to what motivates you and what inspires you. And so my recommendation to you is, if you want to experience that leadership, here are these lessons on life, lessons on leadership for organizations and teams. You got to build a great team. And in building that great team, you got to find out what motivates and what inspires people. All right. And number 9, one of the things I realized in the NFL, that it's not all about the trophy. Yes, everybody wants to win the NFL, the Super Bowl trophy. But do you understand this? Every year, it's only one team that finishes the season happy. That means there is only one trophy to go around. And so if I focus my success, if I judge myself just by the fact that did I win that one trophy, then I'm setting myself up to fail. And so understand that it's not all about the trophy says this. It is about the journey. How are you growing from day 1 to day 3? From day 3 to day 5? From day 5 to day 10? How are you growing from one project to the next? How are you growing from one adverse situation to the next? How are you growing? Because that's what it's about. See, there's a lot of people that's winning a trophy. You know, there's some guys that win a trophy that gets called to be a part of that team the last week of the season. That means you can have a guy who was on the team early in the season. He got cut. That means he wasn't good enough and he didn't make the cut. So he sat home all year. And then at the last 2 weeks of the season, the playoffs, because the coach knew about him, he called him and said, hey, we want you to join our team. That team goes on to win a Super Bowl. That person now has a trophy. You would say, wait a minute. That's the world. That's the wonderful dream. You're sitting at home. You get the trophy. It's all about the trophy. But I'm here to tell you, it's not all about the trophy. Because I'm sure if you ask that guy, would he have wanted to stay on a team? Would he have wanted to build relationships and have experiences with those guys that's on the team throughout the year? Yes, he would have. Would he have wanted to go through the journey of experiencing, to pour out his gift, to have the experiences of making tackles, making catches, scoring touchdowns all throughout the year? I'm sure he would. Is he happy about the Super Bowl trophy? Sure he is. He'll have that forever. But what he won't have is he won't have those experiences that he would have had why he would have built a great team and that he would have had throughout the journey. So that's number 9. And the last, number 10, and these lessons that I've learned in terms of championship lessons that can help you in your leadership, your organization, and team, is have fun. Don't take yourself so serious. Have fun. This life is meant for you to enjoy it. It's meant for you to enjoy it. And you want to enjoy your journey as you're going. And if you're not enjoying your journey, then guess what? It's going to take for a miserable ride. one of the things and the gifts I want to offer you guys as we're going into the holiday season, man, is I created in my book that I wrote, Next Level Motivation. You actually see it right there. It's called Next Level Motivation, Principles for Living Life to the Fullest. I talk about that. I share 20 ways in which you can enjoy your life and live life to the fullest. These are very simple truths that when understood, when embraced, and when applied, you experience a freeness, you'll experience an energy, you'll experience a production and productivity in your life that you're like, man, I was missing out all this time. And so if you want to experience and enjoy life to the fullest, I suggest you pick up a copy. You can go on Amazon, they're on there as well. And so listen, I hope that I hope this encouraged you. I hope that you're experiencing some information that you understand these 10 gems, these lessons, these leadership skills, these things that help take your life to the next level, whether it's a team, organization, business, your family, whatever it is. I want to say good morning to everybody as we continue to go. Again, if you like these messages, continue to post your comments. Post your comments. Are there any things, okay, what are some other lessons that you found? What are some other snippets that you found that are really encouraging to you, that helped you take your life to the next level, help your leadership skills? If so, go ahead and post them, man. Love to give you